so my next guest has not been on in over a year, which is a horrible fault on my part because, gosh, I just love talking to him about everyone's favorite thing, movies. Jason LeRoy, welcome back.
Thank you so much. It's great to be back.
So this summer, what's hot? What's not?
Well, you know, it's summer, which means there's the usual array of sequels and reboots and all that stuff. But at least from that, we're going to get Magic Mike XXL.
Oh, I know. I just kind of like got a shiver.
A little, yeah. You got the vapors. I know.
Yeah.
I saw. Yeah.
But I mean, this is a serious film.
Well, no, I think they're dropping the seriousness this time around.
I think the only thing they drop is their pants. I mean, right? I mean,
well, you know, the first time it had an A-list director, Steven Soderbergh, who's an Oscar winner. This time he's not there. They also lost Matthew McConaughey, who's now too good. So
yeah, well, that's okay. I don't worry about Matthew McConaughey. But who was the other guy?
Yeah, Alex Pettyfer. They cut him as well. So now it's just Channing Tatum and Matt Bomer and Joe Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello.
Oh, is that the one?
As long as he's in the film, I mean, that's.
He is. Yep, he's back. He's back. I'm sure he'll be better than ever.
How on earth did a film about strippers become considered a serious movie? I mean, I went to see it as a joke because I thought, well, okay. And it was actually not a bad film.
Exactly. Well, you know, I mean, like, strippers are real people, David.
They are.
You know, like, it's like we shouldn't just laugh away their lives.
No, and I mean, you know,
they have struggles. He wanted to build furniture or whatever it was he wanted to do.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, sometimes he couldn't get
stuff.
to the gym. I mean, Channing probably had a bad day.
He had to live in Florida.
Damn.
I mean, like, these are struggles. These are struggles.
So this will obviously be a hit.
Yeah, I think as usual, the gays and bachelorette parties will be, you know, lined up side by side, just like last time, waiting to get in and see Channing Tatum's behind.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Now, well, I'm going to let you, you told me what the line was, but I'll let you repeat it. What do you think of what is my favorite summer movie I'm looking forward to, San Andreas?
San Andreas it looks like it's going to be good old-fashioned disaster porn.
Disaster porn.
It's been a while since we had that. It's about, you know, a huge earthquake hitting Northern California and then Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson coming in to save it.
Yeah. Well, you know, the last time San Francisco got knocked out was Godzilla, right? Which I thought was pretty great, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really like the look of it. And we also had, you know, the Planet of the Apes reboot movies are all in San Francisco.
Do you think San Francisco now is going through a new kind of, wow, this is the place to film sort of thing? Because for a while there wasn't so popular. They used Toronto to double for San Francisco.
Yeah, and that still happens sometimes for, you know, tax reasons. But yeah, there's a couple of movies that are using San Francisco this summer. Even animated ones, like Pixar's big return to form, Inside Out. Of course, as a local interest, as because Pixar is here in the Bay Area, but also it takes place in San Francisco, and it's supposed to be back to like Up and WALL-E and you know, just the quality films that we love Pixar for. There's also The Diary of a Teenage Girl, which is a Sundance smash with Kristen Wiig, about a teenage girl living in the 70s in San Francisco who has an affair with her artist mother's boyfriend.
Wow.
So that
sounds kind of like a Twisted Princess Diaries sort of thing.
Absolutely. I'm sure that's the log line of the movie, I think, is that. Yeah.
Now, we've also got some reboots, you said. So we've got Mad Max.
Yeah, we have Mad that's already in theaters. Mad Max is out. We're going to have the Fantastic Four reboot. We're going to have, with a cool, buzzy cast, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara from House of Cards. We also have Jurassic World with everyone's boyfriend, Chris Pratt. From Guardians of the Galaxy and Parks and Recreation taking over the lead.
So now let's talk a little bit about Chris Pratt.
Yes.
You know, he was an actor that really seemed to kind of be one of those overnight discoveries after so many years. Guardians of the Galaxies, I mean, I admit, I'm a space nerd, like December 18th, the opening of the new Star Wars film. We got to have you coming back and talk about Christmas films, but that's already a holiday for me.
Yes.
So I went to see Guardians of the Galaxies because I said, this is I heard, the coolest sci-fi movie since Star Wars. And boy, it was.
It delivered.
So did that make him a star?
It absolutely made him A-list. You know, he was already a guy who, you know, you brought in to do character roles, and he was on Parks and Recreation for, you know, the full run of the show.
No one thought he was the sort of leading man you were going to put in a tight T-shirt and show off his biceps.
He was immediately catapulted to A-list leading man status because of Guardians of the Galaxy, and now he's one of the hottest commodities in Hollywood. And I think a lot probably hangs on Jurassic World. So if that also works out well for him, then he's going to be untouchable for a while.
So now Jurassic World, that goes back, is that like pre-Jurassic Park?
No, it's a sequel. Actually, it takes place 20 years after the events of Jurassic Park. And so the park has been, all the problems have been smoothed over. You know, all like the dinosaur, like, you know, union guilds have been appeased and everything's functioning. But it's actually been functioning for so long that it's taken a dip in business. And so they try to like reboot the camp, and then everything like goes haywire, and, you know, all
So I mean, people die and dinosaurs dinosaurs eat humans,
I think it's going to be, back to that, back to what works. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, one of my favorite actresses, I guess anyone's favorite actress, Meryl Streep, is coming back this summer. You know, my husband is going to kill me for saying this, but his dark secret is that whenever we're on a flight or it comes back on late night TV, he watches Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Because did you really ever think that Meryl Streep would be good singing?
No. Well, I mean, only because she sings in Death Becomes Her, and the opening scene when she sings, you know, me. So from that point forward, I was like, well, clearly, you know, like, she can do it all.
Right.
You know, Mamma Mia, I think she owns, you know, Winner Takes It All. That's her song now. Like, it's like she's the definitive singer of that song from Mamma Mia, I think.
So talk to us about what she's doing this summer.
She has a movie coming out in August called Ricky and the Flash, which is directed by Jonathan Demme, who won an Oscar for Silence of the Lambs, and is written by Diablo Cody, who won an Oscar for writing Juno. And Meryl Streep plays a rock star who gave up her family to pursue her rock star dreams, and now all these years later is going back to reunite with them. And Meryl like went to rock star boot camp to do this, and she's doing all her own vocals, of course, but she's not doing, you know, ABBA songs. She's doing rock and roll. And so obviously we're all pretty excited to hear what Meryl Streep doing rock and roll sounds like. And Into the Woods, of course, also. We just had her doing, you know, she can do musical theater, she can do, you know, Swedish pop. Can she do hard rock? We're going to find out.
Is she still the only actress that can, I mean, really catapult a film to #1 just on the strength of her name on it?
She is one of the few. She's definitely one of the few, and she's certainly the one who has been around the longest, and that's what's so awesome about her. Because there's so few parts for, you know, for women over 30, let alone 40, let alone 50, let alone 60.
Right.
And Meryl Streep is killing it and gets bigger and better every year, and it's a phenomenal thing to watch and so awesome.
Now, it's not usual, or maybe correct me if this is not true, it's not usual for the summer films to be the ones that like instantly go to the top of people's Oscar consideration.
Right.
Are there any in this batch that you've mentioned, except for like special effects and making California fall off the country in San Andreas, that are going to be Oscar worthy?
You know, I feel like Pixar is probably going to go back to winning Best Animated Film for Inside Out, depending on how it's received. It could get a Best Picture nomination as well. Meryl tends to get nominated for everything she does, so there's that. There's a couple of Sundance movies that are coming this summer. There's one in particular called Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, about a young teenage filmmaker who befriends a girl in his class who's dying of cancer. And it sounds like Fault in Our Stars, but at Sundance it killed everyone. And so that's coming out this summer. That could be a big Oscar contender. We'll see. But, you know, it's summertime. It's a time for everyone to go and have fun at the movie theaters. There's a lot of great comedies coming out. In particular, Amy Schumer has a big moment coming up. There's a film called Trainwreck that she wrote, Judd Apatow directed. Amazing cast. Tilda Swinton plays, you know, like a fashion editor. Like,
it's perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be. The buzz is phenomenal. Amy Schumer is one of the best comics working today, and this is going to be her star-making moment. It's very exciting. Melissa McCarthy is coming back with a movie called Spy. It's written and directed by Paul Feig, who did Bridesmaids, who did The Heat. He is the go-to guy. He's doing the all-female reboot of Ghostbusters. So very exciting stuff.
Now, it's a season away, and we've only got 45 seconds left, but, you know, my office is in the Presidio, so I see all these people, like, in masks and secret jets and everything going into Lucasfilm. What do you think of the new Star Wars trailer?
You know, I think it's perfect. It's just right. It gives people just the right amount of stuff to get them excited. I think J.J. Abrams, you can trust him with this stuff. You know, he knows how to make it awesome. And, you know, the little tease of Harrison Ford, you know, wheezing out his line, wonderful. Very exciting stuff.
So I heard someone say that they think this could be the biggest Hollywood opening ever. Do you think that's true?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't see how it's entirely possible that could happen. Everyone's super excited for it. I mean, the last time when episode one came out, you know, it's going to be that all over again.
So December 18th, we're going to see you there.
Absolutely.
We've been speaking with Jason LeRoy, always one of my favorite segments. I'm David Perry. Thanks for watching us on 10%.